everyone, welcome back to my channel. So today's video is all about my best and worst luxury purchases of 2021. So I'm going to go through all the luxury designer purchases that I made this year and kind of give you guys an overview of what I think about these items after having used them for a while. And I actually think I did a pretty good job this year because most of them are actually hits in my opinion. There's only two that I consider misses, and there's one that I actually can't form an opinion on just yet because honestly I haven't used it whatsoever. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoy this video. I hope you guys find it helpful, and yeah, let's get into it. So I'm going to start with the worst purchases first because as I mentioned, there's not too many of them and I do want to end this video on a high note. So the first worst purchase of the year is one that a lot of people actually love. A lot of people say great things about it and consider it to be like a must-have SLG. I personally did not ever care to purchase this, and it wasn't until the Christmas animations range from Louis Vuitton came out this year that I finally decided to get my hands on the mini Pochette because it's in this really beautiful London print with the cute little corgi on it. And honestly, I was never really drawn to Louis Vuitton SLGs in general. And yeah, this in the regular monogram pattern or even in like any of their other canvas prints just never really appealed to me. But I decided, hey, I love this print. I'm going to give it a try, and who knows, maybe it'll surprise me. Maybe I'll actually like it. You know, it's kind of not quite fair to form an opinion on it without ever having tried it out first. So yeah, this is not for me. I haven't actually used this a single time. All I've done was kind of like put my things in there and kind of like played around with it a little bit just to see if, you know, it's something that I would like to have in my bags instead of, you know, some of my other SLGs. And yeah, I'm just not a big fan of it. I know like some people even use this as sort of like a really mini or even like micro bag. I don't know how they do it. I put my phone in here and that's essentially all that fits in there. Aside from, you know, like I guess you could put like a few cards in there, but my phone, I could barely even take it back out of the bag. It's so annoying. So I wouldn't use it like that at all. And also this chain is just so annoying in my opinion. It just completely gets in the way, and it's also really loud. Like as I'm holding this, it keeps banging against the canvas, and I'm just not a big fan of unnecessary noise. And also this tab, I think it's just, I don't know. I know that it makes it so that you can open the pouch a little bit wider, but it's between this little tab and the chain, it just makes it so fussy to open in my opinion. So yeah, I'm not a big fan of this whatsoever. Totally an unpopular opinion. I do really love the pattern on this, but honestly, that's about the only positive thing I can say about it. And the only other luxury purchase that I made this year that I would consider to be like a worst purchase is this coin purse from Chanel. So I actually really love this color. I absolutely love this shade of blue, and I even tried to buy a matching mini rectangular flap. I ended up having to return that. It's a long story that is totally unrelated to this video, but I basically bought this coin purse because I wanted something that was a little bit bigger than a card holder, but not nearly as big as a full-size wallet. And this I thought was pretty compact, but the thing is, it doesn't really work that well with my mini size bags. Even though, you know, this does look pretty compact, in a mini size bag, it takes up quite a lot of space. And another thing about this coin purse is on the inside, it does have these, you know, 3 compartments in there, which theoretically is a good thing because, you know, there you can organize your stuff. But I think that these slots could be like just a little bit bigger because it's hard to get things in and out of there. So a credit card kind of like fits in there, but it's a really tight fit, especially if you put it in either like the frontmost or the backmost compartments. So I usually just put all of my cards in the center, which just defeats the purpose in my opinion, because I'm not really using the other 2 slots. So what is the point of all of this organization? And yeah, I guess like if you put like coins in there and bills in there, then you know, those are easier to take out. But yeah, still it's like, it's a little bit too cramped in there in my opinion. I think if they made this just a slight bit wider, or they made these pleats a little bit deeper, bigger, I don't know the right word for it, but yeah, I think just like a little bit of tweaking would make this more functional. But even then, yeah, I don't think I would have gotten much use out of this, just because if you watched one of my recent videos where I talked about my most used handbags of 2021, in that video, either the bags were very mini size bags, or the ones that were slightly bigger just happened to have suede interiors, and I mean dark suede interiors. So I wouldn't use like a light colored leather SLG in there, because with suede, I think there's always kind of like a risk of color transfer, so I just rather not risk it. So for those bags, I would use just like a canvas SLG instead. So yeah, between this and my most used handbags of 2021, they just don't really align. So yeah, unfortunately, I don't think this is one of my better purchases whatsoever. And before we jump into the best purchases category, I just wanted to quickly mention the item that I can't really form an opinion on just yet because I haven't used it whatsoever. And it is the passport holder that I purchased from Louis Vuitton. And this is also part of their Christmas animations collection. This one has like a China type of print on it. There's the Great Wall of China, and then on the back, there is this cute little panda on it. And I purchased this because, once again, it was so cute. It totally got me. And I intend on using this for future international vacations whenever that happens. I'm kind of looking forward to using this. Although I have to say that my gut feeling is that this won't be like a great best purchase anyways, just because it's unnecessary. Honestly, it's not a necessary purchase whatsoever. You know, like you can just carry your passport and your usual wallet or whatever on vacation. You don't need like a dedicated passport holder. But I have to say that it is very well made. I think this, compared to the mini Pochette, this is definitely more well made than the mini Pochette. It does have a leather interior, and then you do get these 4 card slots. There's like another little pocket over here. So everything about this is great, except I don't think I will be getting a lot of use out of it, even in future years. And now moving on to the best purchases of 2021. So the first one I wanted to mention is this Coco crush ring over here that's in the beige gold, and it's just kind of like a very simple ring, but it does have the quilted detail on it, which I think is so stunning because it just kind of catches the light in a way that makes the quilting detail sparkle, or I guess I should say shine more than sparkle. And I think it's really pretty, and I wear it all the time. I love the beige gold color because it's not like rose gold where, you know, it's like could be really pinky, and it's not yellow gold, which doesn't look great against my skin tone. I think this beige gold is like the perfect in between, and it does look really nice with my skin tone. And in my video where I unboxed this ring, I actually did like a short comparison between beige gold and the pink gold or rose gold from other luxury designer brands. So I'll leave that linked up here if you're interested in checking that out. But this is definitely a really pretty ring, and I actually want to purchase another one in white gold so I can stack with this. So definitely a great purchase, and you do get something that has a very signature Chanel detail on it, and it's not quite as common as, you know, something from Cartier, for example, like their love ring, or something from Van Cleef & Arpels. I think those are much more common. This is still a little bit more unique, and I actually really like that about it. So while I mentioned that the Chanel coin purse was one of my worst purchases of the year, this flat card holder, also from Chanel, is actually one of my best purchases of the year. And this is in this really pretty lilac pink color. It was one of the very popular colors of one of the spring collections. I can't remember which of the two it was, but yeah, I feel like Chanel has a very popular color in every single collection, and they're quite often pink colors. But anyways, this is in their kind of like Chanel 19 type of style with this really big CC logo at the front. And I basically sold off a different flat card holder that I had from Chanel in order to buy this. I kind of like wanted to do like a one in, one out thing. And I don't regret selling that to get this whatsoever. I, of course, already knew that I like this type of flat card holder style. It does have a pocket in the front, two in the back, and then there's the compartment in the center. And this is actually a great amount of organization, and it is much more compact than the coin purse that I just mentioned. This does take up a little bit more space than the usual flat card holders that just have the classic CC logo on it, because this is a little bit bulky with the Chanel 19 logo, but I still really love this. I really love the color, and I'm so glad I purchased this. So for this next part, I'm going to talk about 4 items at once because they're actually all the same style of handbag, and this is actually the only style of handbag that I purchased this year, and it is no surprise to those of you guys who often watch my videos. It is the mini reissue from Chanel. So I have it in the black with the beautiful black hardware, and then I have it in this kind of off-white color with the H gold hardware, and then I have it in this light blue color that's in a chevron pattern as opposed to the quilting, and this one has silver hardware. And then I have this light purple one that's also in the chevron pattern and also has the silver hardware, and this has quickly become my favorite style of bag. I honestly love the reissue style from way back, and I used to have the 225 size reissue, which I actually sold last month because that one was also in black, and between that one and this black one with the black hardware, I just like this one more, and I stopped using that one after I got this one. So I since sold that one, but I do love the reissue style, not just in this size but even in the bigger sizes. So yeah, this has definitely been like a best purchase of the year. I do not regret whatsoever getting 4 of them in 1 year. I do use them varying amounts. The one that I use the most is the black one with black hardware, and this white one I used for quite a few special occasions this year. The other 2 in the chevron patterns, they're a bit newer, so I haven't used them as much, but the light blue one is actually starting to become one of my most used bags. It actually looks really, really perfect for the winter. You wouldn't necessarily think it, but it actually goes really nicely with grays especially. I actually like wearing this with grays instead of blues. And yeah, I've been using it a whole lot. The light purple one, not so much, but I never expected that to be one of my most used bags just because it's not in like a very easy to match color, but even that, I've been getting a good amount of use out of it in my opinion, considering I haven't owned it that much. So this is definitely collectively one of my best purchases, one of my best decisions to kind of like start collecting these reissue bags. And yeah, a lot of people ask me if the reissue style is my favorite style of bag from Chanel, and I think it actually is. Honestly, I do think it is, even though I do have a soft spot for their classic flap also. And this last item that I'm mentioning in today's video is actually my first purchase of the year. So I've basically had the entire year to use it and see how I feel about this item, and I do really love it. And it is this really pretty bandeau from Louis Vuitton. This one was a limited release for their Lunar New Year collection. It is actually still the year of the ox. So this one has a bunch of really cute little cows on it. This side over here has the smaller monogram design with all these little cows dispersed on here. There's also like little trunks on here too. And then the other side has this bigger ox figure, and it has like the bigger monogram on it. And this is honestly so versatile, much more versatile than the Hermes Twilly in my opinion. And I've used this in so many different ways. I think the best way to use this bandeau is actually to tie a bow. So I've tied like a bow around like a collared shirt that I have, because I do like shirts that kind of like have this like bow draping down here. So I've done that with this. I've tied it around the waist to like replace a different sash on a dress, just to add a little bit of color and contrast to it. I've tied this on bags, and I really love this, so much so that when the Christmas animation collection came out, they did have bandeaus for each of the patterns, and I bought two of them. One was the London print one and one was the China one. So I bought those two thinking that I would use them just as much as I do this. However, those did not work out. I ended up returning those because they just didn't tie that nicely. It was really awkward because some parts had the monogram, some parts had like the design on it. It just didn't tie that nicely. So it definitely varies which type of bandeau you get, but something like this is definitely really great. Something that looks like evenly placed all throughout the scarf, with the pattern evenly placed all throughout the scarf. I think this is great, and I personally do use this side that is lighter colored with the smaller monogram more than the opposite side that is a really bright red. That side I do still use, but next year, when it's no longer Year of the Ox, I don't know how much I would use that other side, but this side I do still think that I will continue to get use out of it. And this is just so cute. I think Louis Vuitton really does get me with all of their cute limited edition designs. So that is it for this video on my best and worst luxury purchases of 2021. And I really hope you guys enjoyed this video and liked this overview with my thoughts on these items as I've used them throughout this year. And where applicable throughout this video, I have linked my other videos where I go into more details on these items. I'll also leave links to those videos in the description box down below if you're interested in watching them. And if you like this video, I would really appreciate it if you could give it a thumbs up, and definitely also let me know in the comments down below which purchases you made this year that were your best purchases, or even what purchases you ended up regretting. And if you haven't already subscribed to my channel, please do consider subscribing for lots more luxury and fashion related content in the future. And since this is my last video of 2021, I want to wish you guys all a very happy new year. And if you're interested in watching more of my videos, I will leave two on the screen for you to watch next. So I'll see you very soon. Bye for now.